Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. Recently, we have received somber news about the passing of some extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. We will also recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Rob the Rabbit Pitts, star of Netflix's Tex-Mex Motors, has died. He was 45. Pitts died on Sunday, August 25th, from stomach cancer, his videographer Jeff confirmed. The car expert left a final message in a YouTube video titled, "This is Goodbye." "I started feeling off after SEMA last year and I was losing weight," Pitts explains in the video with Jacob Lincoln's Too Late playing. "But I was getting ready to film season 2 of Tex-Mex Motors for Netflix and wanted to be camera ready, so I didn't mind that so much." Pitts explained that during the filming of the Netflix series, he started to lose his appetite and had more and more acid reflux-like symptoms. He said he went to urgent care several times, but didn't get to the root of the problem. Pitt's castmate Jaime took him to the ER, believing it was a gallbladder issue, and this was when he found out in March that he had stomach cancer. The Netflix personality said he had been getting treatment at home, and it's been rough, adding, "More bad days than good, but hanging in there. I have a lot to live for, and life has been going my way. Don't be sad for me. I accomplished my dream of buying my own store, finishing season 2 of, and marrying the love of my life." Tex-Mex Motors premiered on Netflix in June 2023. The show followed Pitts and Marcos "Scooter" Carrera as they looked for vintage cars in Mexico and restored them in their El Paso, Texas shop. Carrera paid tribute to Pitts in an Instagram post. "It's with a heavy heart that I write about the passing of my cast member and friend, Rob Rabbit Pitts. Rest in peace, brother. I'm going to really miss you." Pro wrestler Sid Vicious, a star at the height of the WrestleMania era of the early 1990s, whose career ended with a horrific and televised leg injury, has died after battling cancer for several years. He was 63. His death was announced on social media by son Gunnar Udy. "He was a man of strength, kindness, and love, and his presence will be greatly missed," Gunnar Udy wrote about Vicious, who also went by the ring names Lord Humongous, Vicious Warrior, Sid Justice in Psycho Sid, but was born Sidney Raymond Udy on December 6, 1960, taking his most enduring ring name from the doomed punk rocker and Sex Pistols bassist who died in 1979. Udy began wrestling in 1987, rising to national prominence 2 years later when he joined World Championship Wrestling. Moving over to the WWE in 1991 as Sid Justice, Udy entered into a notorious feud with Hogan a year later. In the early to mid-1990s, Udy was among the headliners for the popular WrestleMania events, winning various world championships for both the WWE and WCW. Udy also took part in 1997 on Monday Night Raw. Udy's grappling career came to a stomach-churning end in what remains one of the ghastliest moments in televised wrestling history. During a pay-per-view match in January 2001, Udy jumped off a turnbuckle and landed badly. His left leg snapped and dangling at a grotesque angle, bones poking through his skin. Decades later, Udy would remember the life-changing injury in a TV interview, saying that he was still recuperating from a shoulder injury when he was convinced by a WCW executive to return and perform the rope jump. Although Udy agreed to the return, the stunt, he said, was something I didn't want to do, and I wasn't comfortable doing. Roger Cook, known to viewers of PBS's long-running series, This Old House as the landscaper with a solution to every problem and an answer to every question, died August 21st following a lengthy illness. He was 70. His death was announced on This Old House's official website. "I remember every lesson from Roger," said This Old House executive producer Chris Wolf in a statement. "More importantly, there are millions of people whose lives have been enriched by everything Roger taught them." Cook's involvement with the popular home renovation series spanned nearly 40 years. He first appeared on the show for the series' second season in 1982 and signed on full-time as the landscape contractor for season 10 in 1988. When Ask This Old House debuted in 2002, Cook was part of the team, providing landscape advice directly to homeowners. Cook continued with the franchise until health issues prompted his retirement in 2020. Roger was our much-loved colleague, treasured by the entire This Old House community, for his soft-spoken but no-nonsense approach to every aspect of landscape contracting. The show's website tribute reads, "He was always there with the answers we needed." Born in 1954, Cook grew up in Burlington, Massachusetts, and was still in college at the University of Maine when he began working with local landscapers and tree firms. With a degree in wildlife management and conservation law, he founded K&R Landscape with wife Kathleen in 1982. The business, under different ownership, remains in operation. Roger's specialty and passion was plants, and no one was more knowledgeable, said Fred Pendleton, Roger's longtime friend and now co-owner of K&R Landscape with colleague Tom Pica. You could ask Roger any question about any plant, which ones would survive shade, how to treat diseases, which perennials or annuals to choose, the best woody plants or deciduous trees for a certain backyard, even the Latin names for everything. And he knew it. Cook's health issues predate his departure from the series, first surfacing in 2018. At that time, he announced he was considering stepping down. "I have enjoyed the opportunity to share my knowledge and passion for landscaping," he said at the time, "and my life has been greatly enriched by the professional relationships and friendships I've formed over the years. I truly appreciate our fans' dedication and the concern for my well-being. Rest assured that I am in good hands, and please know that I am grateful for all of your support." Cook, who lost wife Kathleen to cancer in 2010, is survived by son Jason, daughter Molly, brother Greg, daughter-in-law Anna, and grandsons Peter, Noah, and James. Gina Rowlands, a multiple Emmy winner whose captivating work in A Woman Under the Influence and as the elder and dementia-ridden Allie in The Notebook also moved moviegoers, died Wednesday surrounded by family at her home in Indian Wells, California. She was 94. No cause of death was given, but the retired actress had been battling Alzheimer's disease. Ironic in light of her famous film role. She retired from Hollywood in 2015 after earning 4 Emmy Awards, 2 Golden Globes, and 2 Oscar nominations. Her Oscar noms included A Woman Under the Influence and Gloria, both born of collaborations with her late husband, John Cassavetes. The duo made an indelible mark on American independent film, not just for the often revelatory end product, but also for the DIY way they made their movies. A Woman Under the Influence was prompted by Rowlands, who wanted to delve into the difficulties faced by American women in their lives and relationships. When Cassavetes could not raise the money for the film, they mortgaged their house and borrowed from family and friends to make it happen. They shot with a crew made up in part by AFI students, and not on a pricey, purpose-built soundstage set, but in an actual residence in Hollywood. Rowlands won Primetime Emmys for The Betty Ford Story, Face of a Stranger, and Hysterical Blindness, as well as a Daytime Emmy for The Incredible Mrs. Ritchie. She earned 5 more nominations from the Television Academy, the first in 1985 for her part as the mother of a young man with AIDS in the groundbreaking and early Frost. Her son, director and actor Nick Cassavetes, spoke to Entertainment Weekly about the Notebook role. Born in Cambria, Wisconsin, Rowland moved to New York after a stint in regional theater and made her Broadway debut in The 7-Year Itch, touring in a national production of the play. In 1956, she starred in the Broadway play Middle of the Night opposite Edward G. Robinson. Rowlands co-starred in the 26-episode syndicated TV series Top Secret and guest starred on many TV anthology series. She later was a regular guest on many top TV shows. In 1959, Rowlands appeared in the Western series Laramie, and later alongside her husband, John Cassavetes, in the detective series Johnny Staccato. Rowlands made her film debut in The High Cost of Living in 1958. Rowlands and Cassavetes made 10 films together, including Faces, A Woman Under the Influence, which garnered a Best Actress nomination, and 1980's Gloria, which also spawned a Best Actress Oscar nomination. Rowlands was married to him from April 9, 1954, until his death on February 3, 1989. Survivors include her husband Robert and children Nick, Alexandra, and Zoe Cassavetes.